Happening now, we are getting the first look at improvements that could be coming to Jamestown High School, plus free internet might be coming to some in New York State.
Well, we've had a few rain and snowfall and a few snowflakes falling across the area this morning. That will partly continue through the afternoon today. Then, temperature's not going far. We'll talk about it next as the News at Noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
A candlelight vigil honoring the life and legacy of a Jamestown City Councilwoman who passed away last month will take place this weekend. Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The vigil is happening at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at the Jackson Taylor Park, celebrating Ward 3 Councilwoman Victoria James. Her family will be taking donations for the Vicki James Memorial Fund and selling t-shirts. James was laid to rest last week after she passed away peacefully following what is believed to be a heart attack. The 62-year-old spent more than a decade serving the residents of Jamestown in both city and county government. Her daughter, in a previous interview with WNY News Now, says she would like to see a group in the community founded and centered in honor of her mother's legacy to keep it alive.
She just helped so many of the kids that didn't have that help at home, or if they weren't even comfortable with going home, they always knew that my mom would be there for them and not judge. And she was definitely going to be there and do whatever. Even if she didn't have it, she was going to find it.
Now this week, Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist officially announced James' successor, Regina Brackman, who will serve for the remainder of the council term while running for election this fall. Well, a 31-year-old man has been arrested in connection with a stabbing in the city of Dunkirk last month. Dunkirk police say Joseph Rivera Perez was arrested and taken into custody in Erie, Pennsylvania yesterday on felony warrant in connection with the March 11th stabbing. He's charged with felony first-degree assault in that case. Police says Rivera Perez was remanded to county jail with bail set at $150 cash, $300 cash bond. Well, New York State will soon require internet service providers to offer a low-cost option for lower-income families. Governor Andrew Cuomo, during a visit to Western New York this morning, says he'll be signing a law mandating ISPs to offer $15 a month high-speed internet access. For those who are unable to afford that, Cuomo announced a free plan for students and families that would come through the Connected New York initiative. The money for that comes from Schmidt Features and the Ford Foundation.
Broadband holds great power. It will either be the great equalizer for society, or it will be the great divider. It can either equalize the playing field, where anyone can get access to information and education, or it will divide the society by income, by race, and by class. And as a divider, if you're not on the internet, you can be left behind at 100 miles an hour.
Now, Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, was present at that press conference, saying it's a moral duty and the right thing to do to help children access the ability to learn. Well, the public is getting its first look at the proposed improvement coming to Jamestown High School, part of the district's capital improvement project. WNY News Now's Claire Galt is hearing from the school's principal about the remodeling process that will take place if the public approves the project during an upcoming vote.
Jamestown High School is a beautiful old building, but it's showing its age. We need, a lot of help.
That's Jamestown High School's principal, Dana Williams, who says improvements to the roof, windows, ventilation, and fire systems are all part of the construction plans. However, classroom renovations are among the most important.
One of the biggest needs Jamestown High School has with regards to this capital project is the modernization of our classrooms. Our classrooms have been around forever, and they're very small. They're not big enough for what classrooms in today's age really want to focus on and really want to be able to do. You can tell even with limited seating that we've been using for distancing. Try to imagine now twice as many desks in a classroom of this size.
He says larger instructional space is necessary to accommodate the growing number of students. Space issues were among the problems the district had while reopening, because the small classrooms did not provide proper space for social distancing requirements. The building's entrance and cafeteria will also be transformed during the renovation, making the building more comfortable for students.
Something I think the kids are really going to enjoy is to really modernize this cafeteria, to open it up, to raise this ceiling, to get in some natural light. All those things will make this a place where kids really want to be, where they can come, enjoy their lunch, enjoy being with their friends, and really relax in the middle of a school day.
Renovations are included in the 5-year, $86 million capital improvement project for Jamestown Public Schools that was approved by the district's Board of Education last month. The district is reimbursed for 98% of the improvements, with the school's savings covering the remaining 2%. There would be no local tax increase as a result. The public is slated to vote on both the district's budget and capital improvement project next month. Claire Galt, WNY News Now.
All right, Claire, thank you. This week, the Board of Education also approved their over $89 million 2021-22 school budget that provides for additional equipment, technology, and personnel, including a community navigator position to act as a liaison between the school and the Hispanic community. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we get a check of some local news headlines this afternoon. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. Good to see Jeremy, good to see David, Joseph, and Lee as well on this Friday. And I know, Dakota, before the show, we were talking about some of these improvements that are slated to come to Jamestown High School, obviously pending the public vote, which I don't see why it wouldn't be voted through since there is no tax increase or from that. But nevertheless, I know you and Andrew, I believe, are both JHS grads, and it sounds like that is a long time coming for some of those improvements.
Yes, and I mean, Andrew and I can both testify that, the classrooms at JHS are really kind of small. I mean, even long before, the pandemic, I graduated in 2012. I think Andrew graduated in 2014.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we've all been, crammed into the classrooms. And then plus,
The
anybody who's
cafeteria
gone to
spaces,
JHS, knows that the cafeteria is very drab and it basically looks like a dungeon.
Right.
I
And
mean,
it
that's
would've
basically
worked-
what it looks like.
I imagine
I'll
it
be
would have
honest.
worked for, the time that it was built for.
Back in I don't know when the last time the cafeteria was renovated. The building was built in the 1930s, so I would assume the cafeteria is original in its original spot to where it always has been, but I don't know if it was ever updated through the times. It probably was. I mean,
Right.
I don't know.
Once or twice, I'm sure.
But,
But nevertheless, those renderings look
yeah.
pretty cool. So it'll be interesting and to see if they do come to fruition. So, well, one thing that a lot of people will be looking forward to the next couple of days is the weather, because we were chugging along with spring, but today definitely feeling more like a early spring touch of winter out there.
Just say it. It feels like winter out there because that's exactly what it is.
I don't want to say it, but
yeah, I know. 37 in Findlay Lake right now, and even though we actually don't have any snowfall right now, there was some snow earlier this morning, especially in some of the hillier terrain of the southern tier. I'll show you where a little bit later on. But actually, notice how the precipitation today is moving in a very interesting direction, north to south, east to west. That is due to a low pressure area that's off the northeast coast. That's where all this precipitation is coming from, and also our cloud cover as well. Nothing reaching here so far, but that will likely be changing as we go throughout the afternoon. 41 was the high yesterday, a stark comparison to last Thursday where we were in the 70s. 83 and 17 are the record highs and lows for today, set at the airport. So through the afternoon, a early wintry mix, early snow showers, changes to rain later in the afternoon. Quite cold and breezy, 40 to 47, and look at this healthy west wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now the weekend, kind of okay. Then we get one warm day and then back to the chilly. We'll talk about it with that 42 degrees and sunny 7-day forecast later in the show.
All right, Dakota, thank you. Well, Well, the race between vaccinations and new COVID-19 cases continues here in Chautauqua County. Yesterday, the county health department reported 49 new cases of the virus, with 212 now active, that up from 108 the day before. The number of hospitalized also ticked up from 12 to 13. Those hospitalizations not only increased here locally, but across Western New York as well. The region's positivity rate remains the highest statewide at 4.73%. Now, the rate of those vaccinated is going up. Over 48,000 people have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine here in Chautauqua County, making up 37% of the population. More than 33,000 residents are considered to be fully vaccinated now, according to state data. Now, across the state, over 50% of all New Yorkers 18 and up have received at least one dose of the shot. So far, 12.5 million doses of the vaccine have been administered throughout the state, with more than 1.5 million doses given out over just the past week. Now, New Yorkers can use the Am I Eligible screening tool. Visit chqgov.com or their local pharmacy to sign up for an appointment. Well, there's new information coming from the federal government now about that COVID-19 vaccine. This says talks of COVID variants, breakthrough infections, and boosters starting to make headlines. Britt Conway with more on when additional COVID-19 vaccines are going to be rolling out.
We are taking action to increase supply and increase capacity.
That's the latest from the White House, and there's a goal to have enough from Pfizer and Moderna to double dose every adult in America by this summer. Johnson & Johnson still on pause, with another CDC meeting on the safety of its vaccine set for April 23rd. But new cases are climbing in 22 states, averaging more than 70,000 a day. We're also learning more about breakthrough infections, people who get COVID-19 after being vaccinated. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says of the more than 78 million Americans fully vaccinated, there are 5,800 reported cases of breakthrough infections, 396 hospitalizations, and 74 deaths. But health experts are stressing those numbers show such cases are very rare. Not as rare, variants, part of the reason behind a dangerous surge in Michigan.
Which is just like a runaway train right now. Our emergency centers and our COVID units are filling up once again.
The U.S. is making plans just in case the vaccines need a booster, but the shots do offer extremely effective protection already, and so the plea to vaccinate continues.
We're going to see many waves in many places, and we need to get those vaccines in arms.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
All right, Britt, thank you. Next here, road work ahead. The latest in highway and bridge work that's set to get underway soon. And later we go live to the Chautauqua County Humane Society for our Pet of the Week segment. Stay with us as WNY News Now rolls along.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Honest John's has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Well, details of this year's highway and bridge work projects in Chautauqua County have been announced. The Department of Public Facilities says the work, which will get underway this spring, will utilize a mix of county workers, contracted laborers, and shared services. The projects range from bridge culvert replacements and rehabilitation, drainage projects, general maintenance, surface treating projects, and paving. Officials say the funding comes from a variety of sources, including the state's Consolidated Highway Investment Program, the WNY Initiative, the federal government, and Chautauqua County. Crews have already started working on winter cleanup, ditching, and pothole paving. Motorists are reminded to be aware of construction crews while along the roads. Officials say be sure to look for signs, work zone flaggers, and obey the posted speed limits. A new bill would require DEC forest rangers to carry EpiPens here in New York State. The bipartisan legislation would allow environmental conservation police, forest, and park rangers the ability to carry and administer EpiPens. Currently, forest rangers are trained to use them. However, they don't typically carry them. The new requirement could be life-saving, as the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology attributes at least 90 to 100 deaths a year result from someone being stung by an insect. Now, this is not the first time state lawmakers addressed increasing access to EpiPens. In 2019, they passed a measure improving the affordability of the drug and worked to make the medication more readily available in public schools as well. Well, at the beginning of the pandemic, when a majority of states across the U.S. issued those shelter-in-place orders to slow the spread of COVID, many people became pretty sedentary and may have turned to food for comfort, and now, according to a recent study, gained a little weight. Mandy Gaither with a look at how the pandemic has affected our bodies in today's Health Minute.
Whether you spent your time on the couch or with some comfort carbs,
Weight gain during the pandemic is so common.
in a study published in the medical journal JAMA Network Open, researchers looked at weight measurements of nearly 270 participants from the 1st of February to the 1st of June 2020. On average, those studied gained 1.8 pounds per month during shelter-in-place orders in March and April. If you're in the same boat, 4 simple things can help get you back on track. First, pump up the protein, says health and fitness expert Stephanie Mansour.
By eating more protein, you're going to help stabilize your blood sugar levels, which is going to cut down on that mindless grazing throughout the day.
Next, drink lots of water. Mansour says many people mistake being thirsty for being hungry. Before you eat anything, she says, have a glass of water. Third, make movement more fun. It may make you more likely to want to exercise.
Something that's attainable. It could be a 20-minute walk. It could be yoga stretching at your desk. It could be a ab routine in the morning to wake up your core and fire you up to start the day.
Finally, Mansour says to get your head in the game, give some grace instead of criticizing yourself.
Whatever you can say to yourself each and every day to foster a positive relationship with yourself is going to make you want to make healthier food choices and get in a workout.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, thank you. Researchers say the weight gain in those studied happened regardless of where a person lived or whether they had other medical conditions. Interesting. Well, retail sales skyrocketed last month thanks to, among other things, federal stimulus checks and, COVID-19 vaccines. Yesterday, the Commerce Department reported that retail sales soared a seasonally adjusted 9.8% in March, compared to February. The sharp rebound came after the distribution of the $1,400 stimulus payment included in President Biden's American Rescue Plan. An improving jobs market, more people getting vaccinated, and loosened restrictions on stores and malls also likely helped out. Some clothing retailers and restaurants hit hard by the pandemic say they expect to benefit from the increased consumer demand in the coming months. We thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more here in the comments down below. It's good to see Aaron, good to see Pam, Rusty, and Phyllis as well. Hopefully you all are having a good Friday. We appreciate you tuning in. Dakota and I, during that last reporter package about working out and weight gain, decided that after the show, we're going to hit the gym, right, Dakota? Looks like you're getting started right now.
This is called, every weatherman knows this particular exercise. It's called the double clicker
crunch.
Yeah,
I like it. The clicker crunch.
I've got one clicker in this hand, one clicker in this hand.
You're good to go.
Look at those muscles, baby.
You know, I don't want to talk too much about our competition, but yesterday I was watching Most Buffalo. It's a NBC Channel 2's 4 o'clock program. You know Maria Gennaro, right?
Yes.
Well, she was on the roof with Kate Welshover, the host of that show, and the wind was something fierce. They had umbrellas, and Maria had a microphone, a clicker, and an umbrella in her hands. I don't know how this woman did it. I got to give you credit, Maria, because let me tell you, it looked complicated. She had the mic and the umbrella in one hand, the clicker in the other, and then right before they cut away to the full screen, a blast of wind came through and mucked it all up.
That umbrella probably turned inside out, didn't it?
You always warn us about that. You're like, today's not an umbrella day. And
and you know, I had experience of that firsthand. I walked home one day in kind of just a light rain shower, but it was windy, and it was a brand new umbrella. And I think it only lasted from here, from our studio on 3rd Street to right around the light by the high school.
Really?
And
wow, yeah, it didn't last
flipped
very
inside
long.
out, and it broke it.
Wow.
So I had to walk home the rest of the way home without an umbrella.
Well, at least now you have really nice, they gave us really awesome WNY News Now rain jackets, getting ready for some severe weather season this summer. But today, no severe weather out there. Instead, it seems like we're going backwards almost, because I woke up, thankfully, no snow here, but other places not so lucky.
Yes, it was. Now, if you were out in Allegheny County, you've got some nice snowfall, up to 4 inches in some spots in Allegheny County. Eric and Angelica, that's in Allegheny County. Man, that looking like a winter wonderland out there with some of the trees out there, the pine trees out there. And how about Alfred? Probably one of my favorite spots of the little pond right here, and you can see the snowfall accumulation here in Alfred. Again, almost the same thing in Alfred. We'll talk about the snowfall totals right now here. So again, look at these totals. West Elmond in, again, 4.1 inches. Whitesville, 4 inches. 2.7 in Alfred. Half an inch in Wellsville, and nothing more than a trace in Franklinville and also Falconer. The overall snowfall accumulation really stayed to Allegheny County, but even 4 inches is kind of nothing to sneeze at kind of this time, you know, this time of the year. Now, we do actually have some rain and snow showers out to our east, and again, it's actually moving in a very odd direction, north to south, east to west. Instead of moving west to east, it's kind of backing up towards the region because we have a low pressure area off the northeast coast. That is going to help to pertain to some of that rain and snow showers that's going to continue today. And you can see it here. There's the 2 low pressure areas right there hooked up along a frontal boundary. So you can see the spin right there and the spin right there. Both of these low pressure systems are hooked up in tandem, so we're ultimately going to see the chance for a few rain and snow showers essentially through the day and tonight. 35 as a noon hour at the Jamestown Airport, southwest wind to 13, and we have a wind chill of 26. This is April 16th. Are we sure about that? I don't even know myself. Hey, tonight we have Jamestown's back home tonight for their next home game. They're taking on Kenmore West tonight at 7 o'clock. Pretty much no change to the forecast here. Pretty much lower 40s by the time the game starts. A little adjustment though right around the fourth quarter, around 40, 39 degrees, but there will be a chance for at least a few scattered showers at times. But it will be feeling like football season. Now, of course, you know, the football season was pushed back until the spring because of the pandemic, but it's going to be feeling like the football season around here. So you can see a few scattered rain and snow showers popping up from time to time through the day. And again, it's not going to be anything too widespread or too heavy, but you will see it kind of falling from the sky every now and then. Tonight, pretty much the same story. Tomorrow, minus the chance for at least an early rain shower, it should be mainly dry tomorrow with partly to mostly sunny skies to start Saturday. And then Sunday should be another nice day as well. So 34 to 41 tonight. Rain showers increase, cloudy and chilly, but it will be breezy. Look at this west wind at 10 to 25 miles per hour. Now the next 7 days of your life brought to you by 42 Degrees and Sunny. 51 tomorrow, Sunday 55. At least some partial sunshine through the day, but there will be a few more clouds to go around with. 61, a rebound on Monday. Scattered showers on Tuesday, 58. And the cold air returns for mid to late next week. We'll take a break. Be right back.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny. Smokin' deals on smoking accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. In an effort to help our furry friends find a forever home, we're teaming up with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in our segment called The Pet of the Week. Joining us live is Amanda Sublett to talk more about this week's featured furry friend. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Justin. I have my friend Isaac here. This is Isaac Fluffernutter. I think he got that name because he's just so fluffy, but I love it. He is about 5 years old. He is my favorite lazy bum here at the shelter because all he wants to do is watch out the window. He loves to rest and relax all day long.
Wow, did you train him to do that? I can't believe it. That right on cue.
Timing.
Yeah, really, Mr. Fluffernutter.
Here.
Yeah, definitely. He looks like he's ready just to sit all day and enjoy the passing weather. If there's any weather watchers out there, he really, I'm sure it's probably not so much the clouds he's looking for, but probably I'd imagine the birds and other critters.
Yeah, if you are a bird watcher, he would be your best friend because he'd sit there and do it with you.
Yeah, and he just looks so cute. He's just enjoying life. How is he? I know it seems like there are other felines in the room with him. Does he get along pretty well?
He does, but he does get stressed very easily. So the ideal home would be where he's the only pet. And he kind of prefers it that way anyways. He's very solitary.
Gotcha. And then I know a lot of times people may be looking for a pet to have with their kids. You mentioned he might get a little irritated. Does that kind of impact that socialization too?
He does really well with everybody, but the way that small children interact with an animal, I think he'd be ideal for children who are a little bit older, like 8 or so. It would certainly make him happier and the family happier as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that's something that a lot of people probably want to keep in mind when they're looking for a pet is how they do interact. And I know over the last year, you and your colleagues at the Humane Society have done a lot of work to try to get people to interact with pets in a world where maybe we can't be as physical as we once were. Is he going to be making any public appearances coming in the near future?
Absolutely. It's like you read my mind. He's going to be at the Chautauqua Mall Saturday from 12 to 4 looking for that forever home.
Absolutely. And of course, you guys have such a great website. It's chqhumane.org. You can learn more about our friends, Isaac Fluffernutter, or pretty much anybody who's at the Chautauqua County Humane Society by logging on right now, chqhumane.org. And like we mentioned, he's ready to find a good place to hunker up. If you're maybe a book reader, just put him up next to the window. It looks like he's really enjoying his time, and it looks like a great cat. So definitely looking for a great home. Amanda, Brian, and Isaac Fluffernutter, thanks so much for your time on the broadcast today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. And that's going to do it for us today. Of course, we remind you news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. All you got to do is search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store for more. We'll leave you with this live look over Chautauqua Lake. Maybe not the best day to get out, but a good day to snuggle up nevertheless. Of course, Dakota and I are back here on Monday with a look at all the happenings. And in the meantime, WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app is the best place to be. Have a great day, Val. Good to see Peggy, Butch, Michael, and Brenda. Hopefully you all have a wonderful day and an even better weekend.